The moment that he told the Congress basically to go to hell, I wanted him, the Iranians, and the world to know you cannot deal us out. So if he's contemplating a deal with the Iranians that would give congressional sanction relief and not allow us to have a say, he's flat wrong, and that's why I signed the letter.
Lindsey Graham from our program yesterday. Controversy continues over the letter sent to the leaders of Iran, signed by 47 Republican senators. It's a verbal slugfest on this on Capitol Hill. Secretary of State John Kerry was before a Senate Foreign Relations Committee yesterday getting an earful on Iran and ISIS, and the chairman of that committee is Bob Corker, Republican out of Tennessee. And Senator, good morning and welcome back here to America's Newsroom. You were one of 7 Republicans who did not sign the letter. Why not?
Well, Bill, first of all, thanks for having me on. Look, I'm in an incredibly privileged position of being chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee, and therefore, my role is to figure out a way to move our country ahead through the legislative body relative to foreign policy. And so my goal is to pass a piece of legislation that does give us that ability to vote. We've got a number of Democratic co-sponsors at present. We've been building some momentum towards that, and that's my objective, and that's where I need to stay focused. So what Lindsey said becomes reality. That is, we actually have the ability to weigh in on one of the biggest geopolitical events that most of us will experience during our time in the Senate. So that's what I'm staying focused on.
You're trying to preserve a veto-proof majority in the Senate. Is that what you're saying? And
that's correct.
At the moment, do you think you have that?
Well, if every single Republican were to vote for this proposal and the 11 Democrats that have signed on, that's 65. Obviously, some of the drama that has occurred over the last week or so has sort of put us in we've stopped for a little while, but we're going to pick momentum back up, and my guess is we will get there, because I think whether you're Republican or Democrat, having the right to vote on the biggest, again, this is geopolitically, in many ways, is far bigger than what is happening right now with ISIS. It'll change everything that's happening in the peninsula. This could create tremendous amounts of nuclear proliferation, not to speak of the huge amounts of money that will come to Iran if you reach a bad final deal. They'll over time be able to access a nuclear weapon, but additionally they'll have access to $130 billion that they can use, that is now stranded overseas, that they can use to keep the terrorist activities that they have going on right now in the region. So
that answer right there gives you a sense of how critical this is.
It is critical.
Was it a mistake for your Republican colleagues to write that letter, do you think?
Look, we do an excellent job of talking about things in a civil way, and you know, people have different ways of expressing. I will say, again, what Lindsey said is absolutely true, and this is what I challenged Kerry with yesterday, who tried to act so indignant. The fact is that there's so much passion around this issue because the White House is stiff-arming, is basically saying, Congress, even though Congress, you're the one that put the sanctions in place, even though you're the ones that brought Iran to the table, we're not going to give you a say in lifting the very congressionally mandated sanctions that put them here. We're not going to let you have a say in that. We believe that is wrong. People on both sides of the aisle believe that is wrong, and ultimately I think we're going to prevail.
Wow. With regard to Secretary Kerry, too, he was hammered by Marco Rubio. And the main point that he was making is that Iran is dictating American foreign policy everywhere, be it in Iraq, be it in Tehran, be it in Syria, possibly in Ukraine and Russia. Do you agree with that premise?
Well, Bill, I was in Iraq 3 weeks ago. I was in Baghdad. I went up to Erbil to visit with our Kurdish friends. Everything that we're doing right now in Iran, even though I support the efforts we have underway against ISIS, every single thing that we're doing there right now is preparing Iraq to be a better nation for Iran. Iran has permeated the parliament. The head of the Quds Force, General Soleimani, is now a huge public figure there. He's a rock star. Mm-hmm. He's out with the Shia militias as they're going into places like Tikrit. So the fact is that, you know, Iran is playing a huge role there. They're playing a massive role in Syria. They're playing a big role in Yemen. Obviously, our Arab friends are very concerned about their proliferation, if you will.
That sounds like a yes, Senator, is it?
It is. I'm sorry. I'm a senator.
Okay.
I can't answer with just a yes.
I
Yes.
got you.
Okay. All right.
Listen, I've got to run because I'm out of time,
Okay.
but hugely important issues here, and we hope you come back, okay?
Thank you.
Senator
Yes, sir.
Bob Corker, Republican from Tennessee.